or maybe you just keep going back to kind of the same person, maybe not the same actual human, right? But you keep going back to a person, a personality type, you kind of keep dating the same person, quote unquote, over and over and over again. Because you have some struggles that you have not processed, and you have some stuff going on inside of you. And one of the only ways to start to really work that out, if you want to do that on like a day-to-day basis of figuring out like how you want to kind of go about your day in the world, and kind of center yourself so that you are clearer and better able to make executive decisions about your life, who you want to have in your life, who's good for you, and who is going to bolster you and build you up and not tear you down or not weigh you down, then you're going to want to start to do this morning mindset journaling. This clears your brain so that you are able to get into the meat of this process. So you can start to change your brain and start to feel more calm and start to feel more centered and start to shift your relationships when you take ownership of your individual brain. You cannot have positive relationships with other humans and healthy, positive, deep relationships that are extremely meaningful and reliable. It's extremely difficult to have those kinds of relationships when you do not have that with yourself. So if you are struggling with some inner and it's okay. I'm not saying it's bad to have inner turmoil and it's not bad to have inner struggles. I have inner struggles, and I have struggled my entire life with feelings of depression. I've struggled my entire life with feelings of anxiety. I have an anxiety disorder. I was depressed when I was a teenager. I was depressed not very long ago when I was like 19, because I didn't know how to deal with my emotions. I had a lot of anxiety. I had a lot of confusion around the way the world worked, the way that I was who I was. And all of that confusion caused me to be very depressed because I was confused about the person I was. I was confused about the world. I didn't know what a healthy person looked like. I didn't know how to be healthy. I didn't know how to do these things. And so out of that, I developed this journaling structure because it helped me figure out how I could become more centered, what I could do every single day to start to shift myself, what I saw in the world, my brain. These are the things that helped me shift and change. And this structure that I'm giving you guys is born out of that. And it was something that I created because I had no other options, right? Like I decided to change my life because my now husband, then boyfriend, told me that he couldn't be with me anymore if I couldn't figure out how to handle my emotions myself. I kept putting my emotions onto him. I kept trying to get him to help me with my emotions. Nobody else can help you. You have to help yourself, and you have to figure out how to cope. You have to figure out how to process your emotions on your own. You have to figure out how you can shift and take ownership yourself. And there are tools out there. There are people who can help you. But truly, when it comes down to it, it's not fair for you to be asking other people to help you deal with your emotions. It's not other people's job to help you deal with your emotions. It's your job ultimately. So I 100% recommend this structure for that reason. This is the way that you can start to shift and change your brain. This is the way that you can start to feel more calm and more centered and more grounded. You can start doing this today, and you can start feeling more calm and more centered and more grounded. If you want to feel more calm, centered, and grounded, again, do this journaling, right? This is extremely important to your personal development. If you want to, again, if you are feeling out of control, if you are feeling confused about life, if you are not sure what's going on or where you're going, that was my struggle. That often is my struggle. If I don't use this as a guide for me every single day, I tend to feel as if I am lost, as if I don't know what's going on in my own life. I feel turned around, I feel backwards, I feel confused. And when I use this offers me a sense of clarity every single morning because it gives me an opportunity to set a goal for the day. What's the kind of person that I want to be today? What do I want to present to the world? And what do I want to start to believe about myself? Do I want to start believing that I am more confident, that I'm somebody who connects with people in a deep way, even though I'm not seeing them on a daily basis? What kind of person do I want to be? What do I want others to see, and what do I want to see in myself because I know it's there? Like confidence, like like compassion, like taking the time to listen, being a good listener. What are the qualities that I want to have in my life? And then you can start to journal about those things, make those things goals. Think about, how are you going to get there? How will you achieve that? What does success look like? And then you can reflect on your previous day. This is the like bullet. This is the catalyst, right? This is the catalyst to change. This is not going to change your entire life. This gives you an opportunity to change your own life. It opens the door for you to change your own life. Because when you get the clarity that comes from this journaling structure, when you get the clarity from doing this every single morning so that you are able to continue working toward the person that you want to be daily, so that you can look back on what you did yesterday and you can see what's going on in the future. You can think about what it is you want from your life, and you can actually specifically target that. That is what this is for. And you don't have to have a special Moleskine journal. You don't have to have a pen that you really like. I have a pen that I really like. I have a Moleskine journal, and all my Moleskine journal match. It doesn't matter. This is not an elitist thing. You don't have to have everything that you need. What you need is a piece of paper, a pen, in your brain. The structure, if you want it, you can go and find it. It's on the Mindset Journaling Academy. If you go to the group, it's the announcement. You can save that to your phone so that you can do it every single morning, so that you can start to shift and change your brain. You can start to do this today. You can take ownership. You can start to use this catalyst that will open the door to you being able to shift and change your brain. You are able to do this. You absolutely can do this. If I can do this, as somebody who was super depressed as a teenager, who's always been very anxious, I've just been very confused. My whole adolescence, what life was supposed to look like. What does a healthy family look like? What does a healthy person look like? I just felt like I was aimlessly kind of walking through life and trying to understand as much as I could about life. And when I decided to take ownership of my own emotions and figure out what it is I wanted from my life, and I started doing this daily, I feel so grounded. I am no longer confused about my life on a daily basis. That was me not long ago. I was confused about my life on a daily basis. I felt aimless. I felt confused. I had a ton of change happen in my life at one time. I graduated high school at the same time as both of my step-parents left my parents, at the same time as I was starting to date somebody new. There was so much change in a year. That year was 2015. It was 5 years ago now. But that moment, it caused so much confusion for me. There was so much upheaval. I didn't think that you could have stability. But you can have stability, and you can create that for yourself. And your life and your destiny is not based in what has happened to you in the past. Unfortunately, our experiences are not always predictors of the future. Our brains like to think that, right? That your experiences tell you what is going to happen in the future. And when we have experiences that are not great, that are not positive about the way that we think life is supposed to go, and then we think about the future, we tend to think of it in this very negative way. And that is it's inherently untrue. Your life doesn't have to be like that, especially when you consider the fact that many of these things that have happened to us have happened to us. These were not about choices that we have made. These are about things that other people maybe have done to us, other people who have been in our lives. Things are about others. They're not about you. You can control you. You can feel centered in yourself. You can feel confident in your choices. You can trust your own brain. That was a new one for me. Regardless of all of this, I just really, really encourage you to use this journaling structure. You don't have to be perfect at it. Just start it. I'm going to go ahead and get started with my journaling for today. It is 7:27 currently. It is important for me to start doing this because I have to leave for one of my day jobs at 8 o'clock. So I want to get started with this. I could go on forever, obviously, about why this works and why it's so important and awesome, and how you can start to change your life with it today. But I have to do it myself because this is something, again, that I do every single morning because it centers me. It offers me clarity. I feel stable. I feel like I can make choices. And I want you to know this is one of the things that I did. This isn't the only thing that I did. It opened the door for me to do other things for myself that I knew I needed to do. It gave me the clarity and the ability to see what I needed to do to shift in my life. One of those things, I am on a small amount of medication at the moment. And I started on medication at that time because I could see that there were things I needed to shift in myself. So this opens the door for you to see what you need to do for yourself in order to shift and change your life, to have a life that you want to have. Open the door for yourself. Begin to use this structure on a daily basis. You deserve it. You are worthy of it. You are worthy of that investment of starting to do something like this every single morning. You deserve the clarity. You deserve the peace. You deserve the calm. So get started. It is a 5-step process. It takes you 15 minutes every single morning. It takes me a little longer because, I have ADHD and it's hard for me to focus sometimes. But all it takes is 15 minutes every morning, a 5-step structure, and you will start to shift and change your brain. So let's get into it. I'm going to go ahead and get into it. I'll go ahead and oh, hello, Yasmin. Oh, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and post in my video that I listen to every day. I desperately miss going to coffee shops and working. So I listen to this every morning because I really love coffee shops. And I've got my coffee with me today. If you don't have coffee, that's okay. You don't have to, but it helps me kind of wake up and center myself. So enjoy. Take this time to really center yourself, get yourself grounded to a place where you feel stable and ready to take on the world. Step into yourself, step into your life. You can do this. If I can do this, you can do this. I could go on forever. I want to. And I love talking to you guys, but I have to get this journaling done. So